So finally, Raider Nation gets what they eagerly want. Yes, Geno Smith doesn't seem like he's going to be ready to go this week against the Eagles, which means we're finally going to see what we've all been waiting for. It's Kenny Pickett time. Along with this, I have something exciting to share with you. Stay tuned. What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Raiders. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Raiders. Let me tell you what's been going on. A lot of people in Raider Nation have been absolutely fed up with Geno Smith this season. I mean, the guy's play on the field hasn't been great, and then you've got all these antics off the field too. Flipping off fans, calling them out, just creating this whole mess. The fan base is done with him, and it really seems like he's done with us too. So now we're rolling into a matchup against the former reigning Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles, with a new starting quarterback. And you know what? It's actually fitting that the guy who took the last snap to clinch that Super Bowl victory earlier this year is going to be the one facing them. That's right, Kenny Pickett. I'm not going to lie, this is something I've wanted to see for a while now. Like halfway through this season, I was already thinking we needed to make a change at quarterback. It was pretty clear that Geno Smith just wasn't getting it done. Now, I'm not sitting here saying he's a completely terrible quarterback or anything like that, but man, he just hasn't been playing well at all. When you combine that with the play calling from Chip Kelly, plus our offensive line issues, and our running backs struggling here and there, nothing was clicking. Everything felt off. That's why I kept thinking, why aren't we putting in the Super Bowl caliber quarterback we already have on our roster? We traded for Kenny Pickett to bring him over here, so why wasn't he getting a shot? But it was pretty obvious that Grandpa Pete didn't want any quarterback controversy to happen. I honestly think that's part of the reason he didn't want to draft Shedeur Sanders, but that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, according to Ian Rapoport, Geno Smith is dealing with a shoulder injury and he's considered unlikely to start on Sunday. He didn't practice today, and instead, we got to see Kenny Pickett taking first-team reps. He's looking forward to this opportunity, and I really think he's going to make the most of it. I genuinely believe this is going to be a good look for us to see what we actually have in Kenny Pickett. The only thing I'm worried about right now is, can he really deliver when it matters? He actually looked pretty solid last week when he came in for Geno Smith against the Denver Broncos. He went 8 for 11 with 97 yards and threw a beautiful touchdown to Cedric Jackson. He even led our offense down the field for that game-losing field goal attempt. So yeah, there's definitely potential there. But here's where it gets complicated. As much as I've been wanting to see Kenny Pickett out there, I'm actually kind of nervous now. I'm worried we might actually start winning some games. Now, I'm not saying we're going to beat Philadelphia, but we've got the Giants coming up after that, and a couple more games. If Kenny Pickett becomes our starting quarterback moving forward, who knows? Maybe a quarterback change is all we needed to see something new and get this offense actually moving. Because let me tell you, the offense we've seen this year has been absolutely horrible. We can't sustain drives, we're ridiculously inconsistent, we can't drive down the field, our red zone offense is terrible, our running game is bad, our passing game is rough, and the quarterback play has been awful. But now, with a different energy on the offensive side of the ball, I'm thinking the Raiders might actually win some games and look a little more competitive. And I know that's something we all want to see as fans. The Raiders have always been in this position by this time of the season. But what we always seem to do is win meaningless games that end up pushing us out of the top 5 picks, which means we miss out on getting a quarterback who could actually help us in the future. In previous years, we've missed out on guys like Daniel Jones, Drake May, C.J. Stroud. The list just goes on and on. This year, we're in a prime position to go get a guy who I believe is the best quarterback in this draft class, Fernando Mendoza. Heck, I'd even take Dante Moore if he declares for the draft. And if we're not playing for anything right now, what's the point of winning these games? I'm not saying we're going to go out there and deliberately tank, because I think we're bad enough to lose these games naturally. But switching things up, especially with a new quarterback, that might actually change things. As of right now, it looks like Kenny Pickett will be starting this weekend. But moving forward, we'll just have to wait and see. Pete did say that Geno Smith is day-to-day, so we'll see what happens with him. I've seen some reports out there saying that Geno Smith wants out of Vegas, and that's why he's forcing this injury, like it's a fake injury or something. I'm not one to put that on anybody or accuse someone of faking an injury, but if it were true, then hey, more power to him, I guess. I know he's tired of Raider Nation, and trust me, we're tired of him. He definitely doesn't feel like a true Raider. But for once this season, man, Geno, I hope you get better. I hope you heal up pretty soon because we're actually going to need you for these last couple of games if we want to secure that #1 pick. One thing I really want to see from Kenny Pickett, even if we lose this game, is how he runs this offense and whether we look competitive at all. Because Kenny Pickett could possibly be a veteran quarterback that we keep on this roster next season, whether Pete Carroll is still here or not. I still feel like the Raiders need a veteran quarterback on this roster if we go and draft a young quarterback. And if that guy ends up being Kenny Pickett, then so be it. If it's Aiden O'Connell, then that works too. Pete Carroll, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's been stubborn, playing favorites all season long, but I feel like he's been forced to put Kenny Pickett in only because Geno Smith is injured. But hey, I'll take it however it comes. And I know for a fact Kenny Pickett is excited about this opportunity as well. Like he said himself, all you can ask for is an opportunity. And this is a great one. Playing in Philly, knowing those fans will be ready to go, facing a hell of a team with not many new faces and a lot of really good players. He knows the coaching staff is going to be prepared, so it's a great opportunity for him to show what he can do. Now, adding on to the quarterback talk from today's press conference, Pete Carroll was asked about Aiden O'Connell, and he said that Aiden O'Connell is good to go. He didn't say much more than that, but it seems like Aiden O'Connell should at least be the backup quarterback going into this weekend's matchup. We'll see if he plays anytime soon. I highly doubt it because Kenny Pickett is the QB2 right now, but I know there are still a lot of fans out there who would love to see Aiden O'Connell get some action. It's crazy how much can change throughout a whole season. From the offseason to now, people just want to see Kenny Pickett or AOC over Geno Smith. In some other news, Pete Carroll also stated that Caleb Rogers will be good to go and start this weekend against the Eagles as well. We saw Caleb Rogers do a tremendous job last week against the Broncos in a game where he finally got an opportunity to play. Pete Carroll, I don't know what it is, but it just seems like he doesn't want to play him sometimes. Like he has something against young players, which is weird because Pete Carroll is supposed to be a guy who loves playing young players. I just feel like his ego has been getting the best of him throughout this whole season. So I'm just happy that Caleb Rogers is able to get that start. Some other news that came out today is that left tackle Colton Miller is officially back at practice. The Raiders confirmed that Colton Miller is back at practice after dealing with a high ankle sprain and hairline fracture that happened all the way back in week 4. There's no word yet on whether he'll actually play against the Eagles, though. One side of me is happy that Colton Miller is healthy and ready to go. The other side of me is like, we don't really need him to play anymore. We have nothing to play for other than pride, and at this point, we don't need any more pride. We're not good this year, plain and simple. But hey, if he's ready to go this week, it'll be a good matchup and could provide more time for Kenny Pickett in the pocket. But if it were entirely up to me, Colton, just sit down, chill out, relax, and wait until next season. We need you at 100% next season with whoever we bring in, because the Raiders should actually be competing next year since we're clearly not competing this year. So yeah, that's where we're at. Kenny Pickett most likely starting this week, Colton Miller returning to practice and possibly playing soon. The real question is, do we want the Raiders to win more games and be competitive down the stretch, or do we just want them to lose out and secure that top draft position? I know where I stand, but it's a tough spot to be in as a fan. You always want your team to win, but sometimes losing now means winning big in the future. We'll see how it all plays out.